All right. So I think we're on episode 3 of the SIG X Macros range report. Good job. Good consistency. This is like 3 weeks in a row. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with it. Anyway, took this out to the range alongside these two Glock 17s and my Taurus TX22. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to the range with the frequency that I do, but I mean, if you work and you have enough money to go spend about $50 on 2 boxes of ammo, plus the entry fee to the range and 2 targets. If you got the spare and you carry your weapon every day, you might as well put that seat time in, because actually I put it like this. If you can wake up in the morning, go to the gym before you go to work, and then go to the gym after you clock off work, then you should take that same mentality with this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna train your body, you better train with this too. You feel me? Because these are your weapons, your hands, and whatever weapon you decide to bring out. I mean, I do carry a knife too, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm going to be signing up for any knife defense classes anytime soon. I mean, shit. If I see a fly up one day and somebody doing a class, you never know. I might actually, you know what I'm saying, sign up for it. But anyway, a great performance out of this. I feel like I was shooting a little bit to the left today. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to pretty much show y'all how I, you know what I'm saying, clean this after a couple weeks of non-cleaning. So start off with making sure the gun's clear. Magazine's out. One in the head is out. Before I even get to taking the gun apart, get my rag right here, and I just go straight to the light, try and wipe off any carbon that's on it. Carbon gone. And then I go to the optic and just clean off any carbon or dust or anything that got on that. And then boom. First set of cleaning done. And what I like to do also, shit. Yep, there you go. Right here. Hold on. Let me cook. What you do, you just go in, dab a little on your finger, and just slide it across the face of the light. And what's that going to do? It's going to help you clean off that carbon buildup after shooting. Because if it goes straight to the lens, it's going to adhere to it. You know what I'm saying? But now you put that layer of that Vaseline on it, and that carbon adheres to that Vaseline, and that Vaseline's easy to wipe off. Pro tip, you know what I'm saying? Tell your moms about it. So now we're just going to take it down. Boom. Wow. Wow. All right. Now, as you can see, a lot of carbon buildup right there. A lot of particulates in there. So we're just going to clean that out. You don't have to baby these guns. You know what I'm saying? These are tools of war. And they are made to be manhandled and ran through quick. You know what I'm saying? Some guns are babied, like the more expensive ones. They have way lower tolerances and pretty much less room for error. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you watch your movements around them, especially when you're taking them apart, because if something doesn't mesh well internally, then you can have hiccups and problems shooting and with daily use of it. Luckily, I don't buy them shits. You know what I'm saying? I buy guns that are proven and tested for years and under many different situations and in many different environments. I mean, I feel bad for everybody who went and spent their money on a SIG P20 just for it to turn out to be a kind of a weapon that you can't really rely on, because we all know the reasons. You know what I'm saying? That's not a weapon that's will ever be on my shopping list, pretty much. I mean, if I buy it for you, I don't like you. Pretty much. All right. Gotta get a new fucking chair. That's what I gotta fucking do. All right, pretty much same thing as the Glock. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just apply a little bit of this right on top. Just gonna wipe down the slide. Very vigorously, you know what I'm saying? And then after I do that, I'm gonna come through, just wipe off all the excess off of it. I should have some video up playing for you guys of how I performed at the range. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like I was aiming a little bit left. And I feel like that's my own mechanics, not the gun mechanics, because when I did lock in, I was aiming very center, but for most of the time out there, I feel like I was just leaning a little bit to the left grip wise. But you always are the hardest critic on yourself, and you got to take a couple steps back. There's the expectation and then there's reality, you know what I'm saying? And you really got to think about if that was, or if you're shooting and those shots were to protect your life, are those shots good shots? Yes, they were. If I was aiming in defense of myself or others and I made the shots that I made today, those are good shots. Those are great shots. Those are effective shots. And the target was neutralized. So you always got to think about that. So slide is completely wiped down. You know what I'm saying? Good enough for me. A little bit of shit in there, but I don't give a fuck about that shit. And same thing. Just take this, drop, leave it up there, let all that seep down, and then we're gonna go over here. We're gonna start with the module first instead of the slide. And we're just gonna clean these rails off. Yep. Just regular shit. You guys heard me talk enough about this gun to know exactly what I'm gonna say. This module right here, this grip module, probably one of the greatest things in guns right now. All you got to do is take out that right there. You can take out the whole trigger control unit and do further maintenance into the grip or the control module itself. You feel me? Great thinking on their part for that. And like I said, boom. I've been using this grip long enough to just know when I got that perfect. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Anyway, let me continue. I like it a lot. So now These are your contact points. And if you were going to polish, these would be your polish points right there. There's a little bit of build up right here we got to get rid of. And that's it. And the same thing like the other video. We're just going to wet this. Boom, that's a little much, but that ain't never hurt nobody. Right there. And right there, perfecto. Leave that up here. Now, this is the barrel in my P365 X Macro. See how little that is? God damn it. This is the barrel compared to the spring. Pretty much identical in length by a little bit. Off by a little bit, I mean. What I often do in my humor, I go online and see if they have any ported barrels for this model of gun. And each time, nothing comes up. One would think if you're going to come out with a gun that has a ported slide, which the X Macro does have, you would also come out with a ported barrel or have an option for a ported barrel. Guess what? Not there. Does not exist. Nobody makes an off the market one, to my knowledge. I mean, if you guys go out there and look for one and find one, yo, put it in the comments. I'll check it out. Probably buy it. Because that's what I've been pretty much looking for. It would be fun to have if this was ported or just a longer barrel period that was ported. But this barrel works perfectly fine for me. Accurate enough to where I'm shooting at. There you go, just a little. Okay, spraying looks good to me. Let's wipe off that extra carbon on it. There we go. Boom. Bang. Wow. All right. There we go. Now we are ready for tomorrow. That's what you always want to do after the range. I mean, you bring it into a controlled environment, and you practice with it, you train with it. So after that, you should put it into another controlled environment and make sure it is clean as you want it to be. It's only right. You should always take care of your weapons. You should, if you carry a knife, regularly have it sharpened or sharpen it yourself. Make sure that edge is honed, because you don't want the worst day of your life. The weapon you have beside you is in a dilapidated state. You always want it to be a fine scalpel. Anything. This right here, clean as can be. Red dot, adjusted. these sights, iron sights adjusted. The knife I sharpened it in the morning. It's adjusted. That's how I like my things. I mean, I might not clean this for another 3 weeks probably. But within those 3 weeks, it's going to be in good condition until that next 3-week cleaning period. You feel me? At least it's not going a month, 2 months without a cleaning. But I'm pretty sure I've had this gun 2 months, 3 months without cleaning it, just because I wasn't carrying it as much. But that is the SIG 365. I fucked up right there. That's the SIG P365. That's how I clean it. Like I said, I'll put oil on the slide, but that slide is like grippy as can be. There's no slips anywhere. Oil is a good cleaning agent. Gasoline is a good cleaning agent too, you know what I'm saying? Put some gasoline on that hook. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Well, now if I was to say, hey, I was shooting straight, the only other possibility is I need to adjust this red dot, which I don't think I really need to do. You know what I'm saying? If you see, it's going to be in the video. I think the red dot's perfectly fine. I think I'm the odd one out right there. I've been thinking about switching it back to that 3D printed backstrap I have, but I just like the gun, how it looks in its stock configuration. You know what I'm saying? Very nice. And I feel like, I don't know, in the past, probably since I've been going to the gym regularly and my calluses have been getting bigger on my hand, yo, I've been gripping this gun way better than I have before. Like, my grip period has been dialed in way better than it has before. That's probably because I've been going to the range every weekend for the last 5, 6, 7 weeks now. And that's probably just the testament to that. If you feel like you have a weak grip, go to the range more and get better. Go to the gym, get better. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, cleaning products, 3-in-1 oil, multi-purpose, whatever the fuck that means. And you fit microfiber, whatever the fuck this is. I don't know what this oil is. CLP Elite Shooter's Choice. I rarely ever use this shit. The other shit in here I do use a little bit. Not a lot though. Really, you can put anything on these guns and it'll work. If you have cooking oil, well, I like to say, use whatever you fucking got. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, the best gun on the market is the one that you have in your hand. That's the best gun on the market. You feel me? If you have a Glock in your hand, that's the best gun. If you have a SIG, that's the best gun. If you have a Smith & Wesson, that's the best gun. If you have a Canic, that's the best gun. Whatever you got in your hand is the best gun at that moment. Train with it, clean it, and just make sure you're ready to use it whenever you see fit. And never let the gun use you. Always be in full control of your emotions when you're carrying a weapon. That's the conversation a lot of people don't have on the internet, on YouTube, on anywhere. You shouldn't own a gun if you don't have full control of your emotions. And I'm not saying somebody else should be the judge of that. You should be the judge of that. If you are not a good judge of yourself, how can you judge others and how can you judge a situation? I always, even when I was talking to my ex about the way I would hand her a gun, like hand her my gun, and what she would do instantly. I'm like, you don't have the mind just by that, just by what I see how she handles it. You don't have the mindset of somebody who's ready to own a gun for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And if that's your first, if your friend hands you a weapon, their weapon, and your first your first thing that you go to do is pull that trigger like that, that's a good tell that you're not ready. You're not emotionally mature enough for the weapon. You feel me? And some people will say, oh, then don't hand people your guns. Nah. You as a gun owner can do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just saying, there's certain things, there's certain actions people do that you can just tell that they're not emotionally ready for a gun. You know what I'm saying? Or maturity level. I could have got a gun at whatever time in my life, but I waited until I knew in my mind and whatever fuck, body, heart, soul, that I was not going to be a reactionary person. I was not going to be a person that reacts to other people the way they want me to react. I'm a controller of myself. I control this weapon. Nothing is going to make me pull out this gun. I'm going to pull out this gun if I see there's a threat, an immediate one. Before I pull out this gun, I made this promise to myself. I'll always try and de-escalate the situation before I have to use this to take care of the situation. And that's pretty much my process of looking at the gun. This is not your first, the gun should never be your first reaction. Now, that is to say, if you see a threat, you should prepare it, yes. But you don't need to let that threat know you have this gun until the very second you're ready to use it. Very simple thing. If I pull this out, boom, I better be ready to use it. Very simple. You can use the gun as a de-escalation tool as well. You know what I'm saying? But as I conceal it, I concealed carry, I want this to be the last option I use. And how do I put this? I want it to be the last option I go to, but be fast enough with it that they don't even know that I have it. Be concealed with it until it's not concealed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them knowing I even have a gun. I'm not flinching towards it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just casual until boom. You feel me? I don't want to use this as the first. This is probably the third tactic I would use to de-escalate a situation, other than my voice, other than my body, being physical with somebody. And that's just at that range. Like if they just ran at me, boom. I don't know if I was quick enough, get to the gun, shoot them. Probably I'll go to my knife first, stab them, but most definitely I would use some type of hand-to-hand combat just to subdue them first. You know what I'm saying? But I'll put it like this. An argument. If an argument comes, I'm de-escalating and I'm not going towards this. Now, if I'm attacked, that's a different story. I'm going straight towards this. In my mind, if I'm attacked, I'm going to find the most efficient way to get to it, present it, and use it like a scalpel. Very clean, very efficient. You feel me? But if I'm in an argument with somebody and they're expecting me to act a certain way, I'm not a reactionary person. I'm reacting how I see fit. If somebody comes at me with hate, I come at them with kindness. You feel me? Until I see fit to use this tool. not it use me or me use it incorrectly. Anyway, that's just a little part of my thinking process on carrying a gun. Is this your first option in any dispute? No. If the dispute turns violent, yes. If you're in an ambush, yes. If you're being ambushed, go to your gun. Go to any weapon, chair, knife, table, anything that can be used as a weapon, go to it if you're being ambushed. If you're in an argument, just leave. You know you got a gun on you. You have to be the bigger person. You got to leave the situation. You know what I'm saying? And don't let your friends, especially the ones that you know are immature, play with your guns. Especially if it's loaded. If you're going to hand your friend your gun, make it safe. Unload it. Take the one out the head out. And then boom. Here. You know what I'm saying? Don't give your friends loaded guns. Because sometimes your friends are retarded. Moral of the story. Anyway, yo, you already know. This is episode 3 of the Range Day with the P365 X Macro. Long ass name, I know. It's your boy. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna put this in a playlist with the other ones. Go view it. Probably make some shorts or some shit like that. Go view it. Later.